What's going down, everybody? Brother Stevanius here, Command Center Wargaming, coming back at you with another video. And today we're going to be having a look at some new releases from Games Workshop for 40k. And I've got to admit, I reckon they've done a pretty splendid job this time. I'm really happy for the most part. Like, there are a couple of things which I'm a little bit questionable. But yeah, look, guys, I'm going to go through some of the models, let you know my opinion on things. There are a whole bunch of rules and stuff like that. We got a lot of codexes revealed as well, which is fantastic. Looks like Blood Angels is getting its own supplement as well, which is the complete contradiction of what we've been hearing, whereas they'd be part of the main codex. So let's check that out and have a look at some of the new stuff. All right, so yeah, mostly positive video today. I think Games Workshop have done a really good job on these. There are a few little things which I'll discuss in terms of art style and stuff like that, but they're very trivial. And remember, everybody, look, just because I'm making an opinion on here, it doesn't necessarily mean that, like, you shouldn't like it, or I'm telling you that you shouldn't like it. And it doesn't mean that I'm correct either. It basically it's just an opinion, right? So look, if you disagree with something I say, that's perfectly fine. And I welcome disagreement, and discourse. So chuck your opinion down in the comments. Let me know what's going on. It's actually funny because I've thinking about making another few videos actually. One is based off the Dune trailer, which I'm a bit, I want to sort of have a talk about. There's a lot of Warhammer reference in it too. And the other thing is I wanted to talk about some do's and some pet peeves on painting. There's a few trends I've been noticing at the moment going around circulating, which, yeah, like not too logical. I've actually been working on some new custode stuff as well. So I'll chuck that up in the edit. Boom, right there. And yeah, that's fantastic. So, that's sort of some new custodes I'm working on, sort of upgrading my gold scheme and things like that, which is cool. Now, just keep in mind, it's basically just the base coat and that's it. Not even the base coat is finished yet. So feel free to constructively criticize all you want. Okay, I personally like them, but that's just me. So anyway, let's have a look at some of the models. I'm going to start off with these guys because I think they look epic. This is going into the land of the marine stuff. So I believe these are heavy intercessors, and this is a heavy intercessor captain in Gravis, Mark X Gravis. And guys, like, I'll say it straight up, this looks epic. It looks like that Games Workshop have been looking and listening to a lot of the community feedback. Feedback like from myself. I know Gams has said it. I know Outer Circle have been saying it. I know there's a lot of people who've been saying that the Marines are starting to look a little bit too cutesy, a little bit too rounded, a little bit too NASA. And let me tell you right now, this is starting to come out in their sculpts. It's starting to look a lot better. Congratulations, GW. I'm really, really impressed with this work. So here we go. You can see here. It is, I don't know. I think, Lucasfilm and Disney might have something to say about the similarity between this helmet and a Stormtrooper helmet. But I got a feeling you guys are probably talking to them anyway. I was talking to Adam, one of our subscribers, and the other day, and he was saying, we're talking about the hunch that we think that Games Workshop are trying to sort of cutesy their stuff up to sell to Disney. I still reckon it's a possibility, but I guess that's another video. I have made videos about it later before on the channel, sort of speaking about it here and there. But one of my biggest critiques about the Primaris stuff was that it was getting really, really rounded, cutesy, and bubbly. Like, we had like the NASA Marines and things like that. You can check this out. This is freaking awesome. Like, even here on his chest, you can see there's a lot with some really, really, really good edging, and sharp edges on the armor, right? Which is fantastic. Even the helmet, it's been sharpened here, okay, on the sides. And over here on the backpack, it's just an overall, GW listening to the feedback, and I think it's awesome, and I think it really shows in the sculpts. And no, I'm not just pissing in the pockets. I got no reason to, guys. I do not care. Like, this channel is a hobby. You know what I mean? Like I got no reason. If something's bad from GW, I'm going to say it's bad. If something's awesome, I'm going to say it's awesome. Okay. You know, I'm not the YouTuber who's going to sit here and be like, you know, freaking glorious and oh my gosh, and all this kind of stuff like that. To me, it's fake, and you know, I have my suspicions on why other YouTubers will do that, but it's not the channel for that. You're at the wrong channel. If you wanna hear everything's glorious and wow, just wow and every time, there's other channels for that. You know where to go. Okay, so fantastic. So here's some more heavy intercessors. They're just the normal guys, and once again, sharpened armor. Really epic. I'm loving the gun. I'm loving the barrel as well, sharpened here as well. On the heavy, it looks like a heavy bolter or something like that. And I think that it fits in really, really well with the new rules as well, having the new bolter rules coming out, the 2 damage and stuff. And here we got this pipe feeding into the bolter, which kind of makes sense. I'm pretty cool with it. I was going to say I would have preferred an ammo feed, but that's already on the heavy bolter of the Tactical Marines. So it makes sense to have it different. It could be that you've got some coolant running into it and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll this way and we can see the other minis. All right, so yeah, no, really awesome. Really awesome. Whoops, skipped one. So here we have, yeah, a lot more aggressive faces, a lot more aggressive postures. That's getting back to the Warhammer that I like, right? That's just my personal opinion. Feel free to tell me otherwise. Yeah, really lovely paintwork here on the scrolls and stuff like that. Really like scroll work, good edging on the purity seal. It's good to see that they're starting to add a little bit more sort of weathering onto the Marines as well, which was another bit of feedback. I think the community were giving Games Workshop, you know, that like they needed to add a little bit more sort of edging, wear and tear on the Marines and not having everything so crisp. Even though, look, to be fair, as per the fluff, Marines armor is always maintained. It's always kept crisp. You know, when they're not in battle, every chance they get, they're cleaning it because it's like a religious thing, the Emperor. And here we go. It's another one of the heavy Gravis, heavy Primaris with a fantastic pose there. Love it. A lot of good weight in that pose as well. I love this sort of mouthpiece here coming down, the rebreather. Yeah, I'm digging these. I'm going to be getting a pack for sure. Fantastic. Yeah, so that's them. I'm going to give them I can't fault them. Usually I go through and I'd fault stuff, but I really just cannot fault these guys. I love the sword. It fits with Warhammer. It fits with the aesthetic. It's consistent with like the Space Marine, you know, art style. It's consistent with the other Primaris range, and even the ornamentation. You know, it's sharp. You know what I mean? It makes sense. We don't have like this sort of like, you know, random skull on a shield and all this kind of stuff, which I think is cool, but I just don't think it fits Primaris, you know? I mean, yeah, I get it. There's ornamentation on the helmets and things like that with skulls, but like I just thought that personally, even though I like the design of the captain from the Indominus box, that having that big sort of like Kalimar bloody, you know, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom skull coming out of the shield was a little bit out of character. I think that's something I'd more see on like, you know, sort of Necrons or something like that. But it is what it is, and all good. We've seen all these models, the Chaplain and stuff, the Redemptor. There's some new rules. I'll go through the rules in another video. But there's other channels probably right onto that anyway. So I'm really just giving my opinion on some more of the units. So here we go. Now this is another squad for close range intercessors, assault intercessors. Fantastic. Got the Thunder Hammer on the Sergeant. Rock and roll. Once again, looking really good. And I'm still down with the designs and everything from the Primaris. You know, so it's all good. And they're consistent. And I'm a massive fan of 30k. So I got to love those Mark IV / you know, Primaris helmets as well. Really, really good. You know, I mean, they're just Primaris Marines with chainswords, essentially. You've got that extra piece of armor there, which you could kit bash. But it is what it is, and yeah, fine. I mean, it's nothing too new here, because a lot of this we got in the Indominus box as well. Okay, so it's really fantastic. So that I'm loving that. So we got that kind of like Iron Hand sort of head. This is the kind of detail that we need. This is bang on. It's not over detailed, but there's enough detail on there to give some ornamentation, right? I've never been a fan, to be honest, of that Lucky Charms box over here. But again, I'm not, you can always just remove it. You can always just clip it off, right? So yeah, it's pretty fantastic. All right, so awesome. Yeah, really, really good. I love that pose too. It's a fantastic pose. So it's awesome. The skimmer that we've seen, this was the Storm Speeder. There's a few variants of it. This was teased in a photo like last year. I think someone come up with it. I can't remember who it was. But everyone thought it was like a garbage leak at first. Someone photoshopped it. There was this really little pixelated piece of art. But look at that. It's real. We kind of knew it was real a few months ago anyway, because it got leaked out. But it's really cool to see. I think it looks fantastic. I don't think it looks as good as the 30k one, to be honest, the Javelin, which the design is inherited from. But I really think it looks good. And it's square, it's cubical. Thank you, Games Workshop, for listening to the feedback of the designs and the community. And I love this tri-repeater here. This is fantastic as well. I love it. I'm going to get some. I dare say I might even be... Nah, I probably wouldn't be able to run these in 30k in my club. They're too strict. But yeah, boys down at Morningville Events had their game all weekend today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it because I'm working too much. But 2 weeks, I'm going to cut the work back, guys, and get back into it. We got the new books as well. Should I play this, I wonder? I might not play this because... yeah, I'm not sure how the volume's going to go. I might deafen your ears, but hopefully there'll be some pictures down the bottom. New Death Guard, looking fantastic. Love it. Also following suit with the new angular designs. Less kidsy, but also keeping that sort of arcane, sort of gruesome, bulging sacks of pus and all this kind of stuff like that. Can't help but feel we've got some Mandalorian here on the shield as well. Okay, here we go. So here are the books. They do show the books in the pictures anyway. There we go. Blood Angels. I love that art. I think it looks fantastic. There is a gripe I have here, which I'll go through. Space Wolf art looks good. I think it could have been a little bit better. I think it would have been cooler to have like a more close-up of the Marine. Same with the Blood Angel, but we got the Blood Angel here. And yeah, it means that the art takes less time, because you basically you can paint in less detail because the character's closer up to the book. Then we have the Death Watch supplement. Now, hopefully this will be a little bit better than the rules we got last time, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a Death Watch player as well. And then we've got Death Guard coming out. Adam Edgar's going to love that one. Yeah, and there's one that's not here, which I've missed. Because these are the supplements. So these are the supplements, right? So looks like only Adonis was wrong this time, but he's been right before about everything else. That's all right. I thought we were going to get like a release altogether as well, but no one really knew, like with the main Codex. But, it is what it is. So anyway, we got the new Forge World book coming out. So for Rules for 40k, which is going to be absolutely great for me. Because I'm a massive 30k player, and like heaps of my models are coming over. I double them over between 40k and 30k. Unfortunately, I'm still not walking into Games Workshops. They've kind of I've discussed it on the channel. I don't need to, but that's what happens when you do things like that. But whatever, guys. Some Death Corps Krieg, which is interesting. So it looks like we could be getting some returns that as well. That's fantastic, but I've got other ways to get them. That's fine. Fantastic. Yeah. Once again, not really a good idea, Games Workshop, to tell everybody you can pick and choose who your customers are in the middle of a recession. But, what would I know? I'm sure I won't be missed. So basically, yeah, fantastic. And we've got some new Necron stuff, new Necron Codex. I think it looks really cool as well. And we've got the claws here as well, which are fantastic. Look awesome. Yeah, great work. And some rules. And we'll go over the rules in another video. I want I want to wait to see till we actually get the Codex, we get it all going. We got a bigger picture here of the Silent King, which is awesome, which is fantastic there. Some rules there, fantastic. And let's check out some Necrons. Some flail ones, awesome, just awesome, lovely, aggressive, sharp, really good, painted well. The neon blades look really good too. Basing is spot on, not overdone, but there's enough ornamentation there where it looks good. And yeah, just awesome, really good. Yeah. Really good work here in these sculpts. There's that thing, whatever it was called, which I think is cool. I think it's cool. Yep, down with those, fantastic. Flayed ones, some new flayed ones as well. These are looking awesome too. That's awesome. He's got like the Darker Man skin pasted out around his face, which is fantastic. This is some epic exaggeration here. Basically, yeah, fantastic work here, guys. I love the pose as well. Yeah, look, nothing but praise here in terms of the art, in my opinion. Amazing sculpts. I might have to consider. I wonder if there's anyone around me, because I got my 30k club. I wonder if there's anyone around me where I can go play some 40k. Independent groups or stuff. Because anyone's got a club in Sydney that has an independent club or whatever, 40k, let me know. Chuck down the comments, drop me a link. I'm keen to get into some 40k, but unfortunately I've got a policy where I don't really want to be going into the Games Workshop stores anymore. But I'm not going to be. I still want to play 40k though. I've got some mates I can play with, but that's all good. Yeah, fantastic. So Chronomancer, looking awesome. And the Psychomancer looking awesome. I love that sort of digital sort of skull that's coming up. And awesome, fantastic. Yep, really good work here. Really good work. That's the thing, yeah. Not big on that cover. I was speaking to Adam about it before. I feel as though it's a little bit too saturated in the color, a little bit too soft for a main codex. You know, I understand that it's a new piece of artwork. I understand that, you know, it's just a picture on a bloody codex, I suppose. But I just don't like that direction. I like my stuff grimdark, all right? And that's just me. Great if you like it. But what I will say is that I'm really happy that we actually have different cover art this time on the codexes, and not the same thing. Like, because I remember 7th edition and 8th edition, where basically, you know, we had the same art, and then 8th edition they added like a border around it and stuff like that. So it's fantastic. So yeah, great. But yeah, really good. Look, overall, I think it's a really positive release, everybody. To be honest. And yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's really awesome, and I think that we didn't look at these. So these are more Eradicators. Now, someone did bring up made a comment on my last video. Sorry, I haven't had a reply to it. We're talking about strategies, and I was saying like to hide units behind repulse, and that was my bad. I do apologize. I forgot about the rule with line of sight. My response to that is, though, I mean, look, you know, you obviously watched my video for about, you know, 30, 40 minutes or whatever. I forgot what your name was, I'm sorry. But basically, look, Revenant, I think it was. Revenant, thank you, Revenant, for the comment. But look, my response is, mate, look, just go through and just use some rhinos or something instead, you know. But thanks for pulling me up on that. I appreciate it. So, yeah. So as I'm playing more 30k at the moment, you know, there might be a slip here or there in the rules, but with my videos, what they're about, it's just to spark your imagination. I'm not a rules lawyer in 40k at the moment, especially because of the current situation, like with COVID and everything. There hasn't been much playing, like even the Games Workshop stores, like, you know, from what I've heard, like, I mean, I wouldn't play in there anyway, but basically, I heard through the grapevine that, you know, they all only just started back up and they weren't having games anyway. So yeah, and fantastic. So yeah, awesome. Awesome. So fantastic. Yep, loving it. Just loving it. Fantastic work. Loving the poses. Loving the Butch melter guns. I think that they're fantastic in their own right, these guys. But they're just but they also leave room for our tacticals to still have a place. They're not stealing the limelight from the tactical marines, but they're looking awesome in their own right. So these are the Eradicators, I think. This is just the kit. Or it's still a heavy intercessor. Yeah. But anyway, fantastic. All right, everybody, it's Brother Stavanis here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the video. And let me know about your opinions down below in the comments. And keep wargaming and have a fantastic time. And I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully it'll be soon. See you then.